So this video is just based around the CAO website. I'm going to show you how to navigate the website and all the different points of information and tools that you can use on the website. So I'll just begin now actually. If you go into your browser and type in fact I'll type in the full website address here for you. Type in cao.ie. This will bring you to the CAO website. This website is where students will go to apply for their colleges. They can apply to every single course in any college in Ireland through this website. It's CAO stands for the Central Applications Office. But again, they can make their application through this website. So basically what I want to show you is I'm going to very briefly show you all the resources and tools that you have down the left hand side here. And again, just how to navigate the website. So the first thing you'll see there is that the CAO application form will actually open on the 5th of November at 12 o'clock. So any student can actually make their application from that particular day at that particular time. So it's an important date to note there. So I suppose I'll just work you through the buttons here at the top and then we'll go down the side. Whatever part of the website that you're in, if you ever want to return to this page at any time, you just click the homepage button and it'll bring you right back here again. When you are ready to actually formally make your real life CAO application, you click this big green button here, which is apply. Now at the minute it's closed, so there's nothing appearing here, but when the CAO does open, you can apply using that button there. This is a very handy tool if you want to actually use the CAO website to look up courses. So if I click in here, there's two ways I can look up courses. There's other websites as well, by the way, that you can look up courses on, but the CAO is just as good as any. So there's two options. You can search by the actual name of the college itself. If you know that you want to attend DCU, for example, you can scroll down there to Dublin City University, click go, and this will show you all of their degree courses that you can apply to through the CAO. So let's say you were particularly interested in the business studies course in DCU and you wanted to find out more about it. You simply click the course code, and by the way, the course code is what you're actually going to put into your CAO application. You don't actually type in the full names of courses, you use the code. So if I want to find out more information about this course, I click DC 111 and it'll bring me straight to the webpage of that course in the college. So it's very handy too. If I go back, if you don't want to search by institution like I've just done and you'd rather search by the name of a particular course that you're interested in, you can do that. So if I type in business studies and click go, this will show me any business studies related course again that I can apply to through this website. And if I like the sound of, for example, applied entrepreneurship, I can click in here. And this will bring me directly to the website page of the college, which in this case is Dún Laoghaire. So that's a very handy tool that you can use to familiarise yourself with courses that are actually available to apply for. At this stage, all students have received their handbook, their CAO handbook, which is literally a hard copy book filled with the course codes and the course names of all the colleges in Ireland. But if you prefer an online version of this handbook, all 23 pages of it you can use on this website here. And it goes through everything from how to apply to how do the offers work and all that kind of thing. So it's all there for you. And you can actually download it as well if you so wish. If for any reason you need to contact CAO about your application, you can go here and you can either email them directly. And actually that's probably the best way to go with it. They do tend to reply to guidance counsellors quicker than they will students. So if it's something urgent, tell your child, or if you're a student watching this, make sure you come to see me first and I'll contact them on your behalf. So those are all the buttons up there. The My Application button is essentially what you will use once you have registered for the CAO to log in and out of your application. You'll just go here, and when it opens, a login page will appear here. So that's all your tabs at the top. If I go back home now, I'll just briefly work my way down through these. So the first one is contact details of all the colleges. So again, if for any reason you want to ring DCU again, for example, about their business studies course or something, you have their address there and a phone number and a link to the website. So all of your contact details for each of the Irish colleges are there, which is handy. In the download section, there's loads of handy resources. Again, you can download your CEO handbook here in an online version, PDF version, I should say. There's also some documents here around the DARE access program, which I'll talk about in a minute, which you may want to download. So it's just, and there's posters here as well. Again, some of these won't be so relevant to you, but there is handy downloads like guides for parents and guardians that again you might like to download. And this is updated quite regularly, so it's worth checking back every now and then to see what else has appeared. Then you have your points calculator here, so this is really handy if you want to work out, I suppose, based on predicted grades or whatever, what points you may get in your Leaving Cert. So if I go to 2017 to 2020, which is obviously the current sort of years that this point system has been in place, you can input all your subject information there. So it gives you an opportunity to put in up to 9 subjects. So you put in the level, whatever grade you think you might get. So for example, let's say I'm doing higher level maths and I hope to get a H6, that will tot up automatically all the points for your subjects. So again, I'll just very quickly and randomly put in different levels and different grades here. You can feel free to fast forward this part if you want. But if I put in random grades and random levels just to show you, it will tot up your best 6, which obviously is all you can use in your Leaving Cert, and it will give you, so in this case with all of these grades I would have got 524 as points. Okay, and it also comes up here, a little pop-up message: all HEIs, which are higher level institutions, award points for results in LCVP modules. However, not all institutions count LCVP as meeting eligibility requirements in regard to passing subjects. So essentially what that means is you can use LCVP for points, but you've got to have 6 other subjects that you can present. So LCVP sort of needs to be an extra subject as such. Now, if I go back up here, so that's a really handy tool, and again you can use that whenever you feel necessary. Probably one of the more important parts of the website is the timeline updates. Okay, so first of all, it'll give you very handy dates for all the open days. You'll be able to see there, like the NCAD college, their open days on the 27th of November. Okay, if I go back, what else? It's got interview dates. So again, if for example you are needing to do a portfolio for NCAD, the submission deadline for that particular course is on the 7th of February. So all your interview dates and that is there, which is very, very handy. Special maths exams. These are exams that basically offer students a second chance to pass maths if they fail it in their Leaving Cert. And again, colleges will update it. A lot of colleges don't offer a special maths exam, but some colleges do, and you'll see all the details of that there. So again, you'll see that Galway, for example, allows you or requires you to do an engineering maths exam, and again there's a link for further details there. If I go back then, yes, the timetable of events and the CEO correspondence schedule, both of these are very important. I would definitely sort of save this page or write down a few dates or whatever, screenshot the page or whatever. This is basically your timetable of all the important dates you need to know with regards to CEO. So there's everything from when the CEO opens right through to when the closing date for late applications is, when the very final date for the CEO applications to be received is, which is the 1st of July. Now you'll see that there's a few dates down the bottom here that haven't been confirmed yet. So for example, they haven't confirmed what date they're going to make round 1 offers yet, but this is updated as well as the year goes on, so keep checking back. But very important page here because they're very strict on deadlines in the CEO. If you miss a date, there's nothing they can do for you. And then your CEO correspondence. This is all basically the times that you'll hear from the CEO, whether it be by post, by email, or whatever. And again, there's quite a lot of dates there that haven't been confirmed yet, so keep checking back on that. If I skip on down then to student resources, again, there's loads of stuff here that's relevant. Demo application. This is basically a mock CEO form that you can work through. So it's a good idea for everyone to practice doing that once before doing the real thing. I'll just show you what it looks like so you can actually see. That's pretty much what your CEO form will look like. not the form, sorry, I should say that's pretty much how your registration form will look like. Okay, you make up a password, you pay, you put in your personal details, blah 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 blah, and then you're registered in CEO. I will go through this, or I will, I suppose, make sure that each student in sixth year currently has done a demo application for me, just so I know that they understand how to do it. Okay, and again, you can work your way through each part of it. So if I actually click add courses, when you know, for the real thing it'll be slightly different. It won't have all these links, but these are shortcuts just for the demo. So again, when you're putting in your choices, for example for the CEO, this is what it'll look like. Very plain, very simple, and you throw in your codes, you know, whatever they are. But again, I will do a separate video going through the demo application, and I'll also make sure that every student does a sort of demo application first before they do the real thing. It just limits, I suppose, error when they do the real thing, but everything there will look like the real deal. So if I just go back then to student resources, if there's anything else, there's a few videos on the CAO, how to apply, your handbook is there again, your points calculator is there, there's information on changing your mind, what do you do, when do you do it, what does change your mind mean, if you have an exemption, what do you need to do, if you're applying to medicine, there's information on that. And then this is particularly important, okay, this is your alert list. It's going to be very relevant as we move through the year. Basically what the alert lists are, often throughout the year, new courses will appear on the CEO, and maybe old courses will stop running and all this kind of thing. So if that happens, basically this is like a poster board of any changes that have happened to any CEO courses. So for example, when was this? This was this is University College Cork. They updated their list very, very recently. So if I click into it, it'll tell me what changes they've made to their courses. So yeah, this is, there's a lot of new programs the Cork are offering. Okay, so these may not and probably won't be on the actual hard copy CAO book. So it's really important that you familiarise yourself with these, because you could find that a new course is created throughout this year that really tickles your fancy, and you'll find it all here. It also has some changes to existing programs. So there, for example, the early years and childhood studies will now be a 4-year program. Entry updates, there's some changes there to entry requirements. So very, very important to make sure you keep regularly checking back on this alert list, because as I said, things change quite a lot throughout the year, and every college will post any changes that they make here. Okay, so really, really important to there. And that's pretty much everything you need to know in student resources. Oh, points as well, actually, if you wanted to know what the points were for courses, you can click a year. So I suppose the most relevant would be 2019 points. So if I go 2019 points, minimum points per year, and I click go here, I can see a list of all the points that was required for this year's level 8 courses, all the points that were required for their level 7, level 6, and so on. So again, if I click here, it goes through all of the institutions and all of the points. Round 1, round 2, it's all there. Okay, so that's really handy as well. If you think that you will be applying for DARE here, you have lots of information here. Again, I'll be meeting with students individually that are applying for these access programs, but you'll find downloads and timetables of events and stuff on this page here. Restrictions then, there are some courses that are restricted entry, which means you have to apply early, and there may be an extra requirement other than points, like Garda vetting, for example. And again, if you want to know what courses are restricted, it'll give you information on it here, and then there's links to find out what courses are restricted. That information will be in the CEO book anyway, so you'll know if your course is restricted. It's usually only drama or music, art courses, that kind of thing. Mature applicants I'll skip over, as most our students here in Michaela currently aren't mature students. Information for parents, again, there's a really handy guide for parents here, important dates. You have your points calculator here again, the application demo, very similar to what's in the student section. So again, you might want to use some of this stuff. Information for schools, then guidance counselor resource. That's all for me. Yeah, there's nothing really there of too much importance for you guys. And the rest, then data privacy. Yeah, the rest isn't too relevant. There is an FAQ section, which is handy. If you do have a question like, oh, you know, I moved house, for example. You may, for example, make your application to register for CAO this week, and then you might have moved house, and then you're wondering, oh gosh, how do I update my details on the website, blah, blah, blah. There's loads of question and answers here. And if you can't find an answer to your question, you can email them, as always. And then finally, if you need to contact CAO directly about your application, you can email them, and their office hours and all of that are there. So I think I showed you that's the same, I suppose. It'll bring you to the same page as you would have had up here. And that's pretty much a blitz of the website. So again, everything CAO related you should find here, and hopefully you find that useful. Thank you.